Insurance, you get affordable coverage tailored just for you. For as low as 40 shillings a day, you can safeguard your household items, business stock, and so much more. Read and understand the terms and conditions of your policy. This message is brought to you by the Insurance Regulatory Authority, IRA. IRA, Bima Bora kwa Taifa.
Welcome to the family.
He's on a mission. Colgate Herbal uses traditional nature's herbs and combines it with Colgate science for healthy gums and strong teeth.
A gift called love.
It's yours?
I bought it on installment. I'll finish paying for it when I retire.
Oh, Tomasa. Well, it's very cute.
Yeah.
And was the helmet included in the sale or what?
No, I had to buy it separately. Look, this is you. And this is me. I put on the stickers myself.
Oh.
I'll carry you on my head.
I'm really on.
Get on!
No, you see.
Go with me for a ride.
No, of course not. What are you talking about? I gotta work, and so do you.
On Sunday, let's go to the flea market.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, stop. Let's calm down. Let's get to work.
Congratulations.
Elena, I love you. You are the best.
I know it.
Okay,
yes,
no
I
problem.
am.
Let's go to your office.
To my office, sure.
Come on, let's get to
great.
work.
Awesome.
Guess what?
What?
Guess what? Fernanda Ibanez answered my call and agreed to meet me. She didn't sound very happy, but...
Hey, but that's really great news.
Yes.
And we already found out more about her. Yeah. She appreciates antiques and collects many books and you'll find out soon.
And what?
Nothing.
What are you planning? Tell me.
It's a surprise. You'll find out soon.
Well, anyway, thank you. Thank you, really.
divided over Safaricom sale. Hearing of case against Safaricom shares sale begins with Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka making his submissions. Thanks for tuning in. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Yolan Zale. So 24 hours after he was found incoherent and half naked at Kenyatta National Hospital, activist Davis Lichuma is yet to narrate his ordeal in the hands of his tormentors. The family of Lichuma says that he is still traumatized and cannot speak after enduring 4 days in the hands of people who allegedly abducted him while on his way to join fellow activists to commemorate the second anniversary of the Gen Z protests. The activist was released on Sunday night, just hours after fellow comrades threatened to call for nationwide protest over increased cases of enforced disappearances. Gatete Njoroge has the details.
Shocked and traumatized, Davis Lichuma gazes on at activists and journalists surrounding his hospital bed. Lips tightly closed, tears roll down his cheeks. Lichuma's silence speaks louder than his words. His frozen stare tells of a man who has endured horror for the last 4 days. For a man well known for his love for the Constitution, which he carries along during protests, Lichuma became a victim of what he has long fought against. He was allegedly abducted from Nairobi CBD on June 25th, only to resurface 4 days later at Kenyatta National Hospital Casualty Department, weak, delirious and half naked.
Hakuwa na nguo, anakaa kama mnyama. Sasa katika wakati nilimwangalia nikaambia daktari, huyu ni ndugu yangu. Kuna majamaa wa pikipiki walikuwa pale. Nikauliza je, umemtoa wapi? Wakasema wamemokota kwa barabara na wamemleta hapa. Nikamwambia kwa barabara gani? Wakaniambia niache kuuliza maswali.
Ni yule mtu amekuwa traumatized. Kijaribu kumshika nikaa ni mtu anataka kutoroka. Na pia tulimpata pia kuwa pia na mavazi yote, alikuwa tuna ile short.
The family, in consultation with human rights defenders, transferred Lichuma to a private facility where he is currently admitted. Activists now claim Lichuma was arrested, taken to Central Police Station and later transferred to an unknown torture chambers before being released.
This responsibility now lies with IPOA because these are clear excesses of the police service, and the single institution that is required to investigate police excesses is IPOA. And by the way, we have not seen IPOA here to date.
We demand that if Murkomen cannot do his job properly, we demand that if IG Kanja cannot do his job properly, DCI Amin and Nurudin to resign. Because we can't have an abduction state. We are not Uganda, we are not Tanzania.
With his release coming just hours after his family and activists threatened to hold nationwide protests, the family is demanding for answers from police who had promised to thoroughly investigate the case.
Watoto wengi wamepotea, si ati ni Dive peke yake alikuwa amepotea, ni wengi wamepotea. Tukua naombaje hao watoto waachiliwe waende kwa familia zao. Hatukatai, kuna serikali nasemaje, mtu kama ameiba utaweza ukamshika, lakini kama anatetea haki yake hakuna haja kumshika.
The family of Macmillan Kiarie, a youth leader from Mathare, who was allegedly abducted on June 20th in Githurai 45, say they are yet to trace their son 24 hours after release of Lichuma. They insist they will go to the streets on Tuesday to demand for his release. Even as he continues to receive medical attention, questions linger on who abducted Davis Lichuma, why, and if he will ever get justice. Gatete Njoroge, Citizen TV, Nairobi County.
Now, President William Ruto has lauded Nairobi residents for keeping off the streets during the June 25th Gen Z memorial protest, slamming the opposition for calling for the demonstrations. Speaking when he commissioned the 3.8 billion Ngong Road Naivasha Road flyover in Nairobi, President Ruto announced a multi-billion plan to transform the Nairobi City County transport network, adding that the cooperation between the national government and the county government of Nairobi was yielding transformation. Emmanuel To has more.
The opening of the 3.8 billion shilling Ngong Road flyover Monday set the stage for President William Ruto to revisit last week's June 25th memorial protests. The president applauding Kenyans for maintaining peace during the day, which saw a majority of Nairobians stay at home as police blocked all major roads leading to the city center.
Mimi nawashukuru watu wa Nairobi na washukuru vijana wa Nairobi, na washukuru wafanyabiashara wa Nairobi. Mulikataa fujo Nairobi hii, mukakataa maandamano ya kuharibu mali ya wananchi Nairobi hii, mukakataa fitina ya fujo ambayo inaharibu biashara Nairobi hii. Ni kweli ama si kweli?
President Ruto training his guns on the opposition principals, who he says were inciting Kenyans to engage in violent protests.
Ametangatanga hakuna kazi amefanya. Sasa anataka ati Wakenya hao wote wakose nafasi ya kufanya kazi. Wewe my friend, vile umekosa kazi ya kufanya for 60 years ama 50 years, wachana na Wakenya waende kazini. Kila mtu anataka kuendesha asili yake, tubadilishe uchumi, usogeze Kenya mbele.
And as the 2027 general election temperatures rise, the head of state continued to drum up support for his re-election, touting his track record so far.
Wanasema watakuja kusimamisha haudi. Wale watu ni watembe sana bwana. Wale watu ni mafala sana wale.
Your Excellency, thank you for this road. Na pia zile mingi ambazo tunafanya pamoja. Last week umenipatia bilioni nyingine 2 ya kutengeneza drainage ili ikinyesha watu wasipate shida. This was the formula that Nairobi needed. Cooperation between Nairobi and the national government. Wale wanaleta siasa ya ukabila tuambia waende wapi? Waende wapi? Kanayo kabila ni 2, tajiri na maskini.
Hii ni mbaya. Hii ni mbaya.
The president also announced that the construction of the Upper Hill Kenyatta Avenue viaduct is currently 60% complete, while the upgrading of State House Road at a cost of 1.6 billion shillings was also in the works. The president says the projects are a part of the government's plan to modernize Nairobi's transport management through the implementation of the intelligent transport system.
Mimi nataka niwaambie kabla ya Disemba, mimi nitaenda kufungua hiyo viaduct. Watu ambao wanaenda CBD watawacha kusumbuliwa na jam kwa sababu tunataka Nairobi itembee. Tuendelee ama tuendelee?
Emmanuel To, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
For his Mr. Speaker Sir address has been released on a personal bond of 100,000 shillings after he was charged with unlawfully accessing parliament buildings and causing damage to property during the 2024 June anti-government protest. Prosecution alleged that jointly with others he willfully destroyed property at parliament worth 41 million shillings. Emmanuel To has the details.
You have been charged with 2 counts, count 1 being
Ezekiel Nzioki, famously known as Mr. Speaker Sir, stood at the Milimani High Court dock as the prosecution read charges against him in connection to the invasion of Parliament and the destruction of property during the June 25, 2024 Gen Z-led protests against the Finance Bill 2024. According to the prosecution, Nzioki and others who were not in court were behind the destruction of a section of Parliament perimeter fence, the mausoleum flag post, furniture and ICT equipment, television screens, kitchenware, vehicles and electrical installations belonging to the Parliamentary Service Commission. All the damages, according to the prosecution, totaled to 41 million shillings.
You are against the District of Parliament without lawful authority and in contravention of Section 5 of the Parliamentary Powers and Privilege Act. Laws of Kenya. True or not true?
False. A grant of bail is not a backdoor denial of liberty.
His lawyers, including Embakasi East MP Babu Owino, in their bail application, argued that the offences did not amount to capital offences and urged the court not to be swayed by what he termed as unsubstantiated claims by the prosecution.
I was there until the last person got out of Parliament, Your Honor. I did see this character within the presence of Parliament. And Your Honor, today we are not trying these charges. These allegations will await trial, Your Honor.
Owino Nzioki's constitutional right.
When he left, he promised his parents, Your Honor, that he would change their lives. How can he change their lives while he's in prison, Your Honor?
In the end, the court freed the 4th-year student at Kenyatta University, freezing the sale of the shares. And 2 days after the Court of Appeal lifted the orders holding the sale, lawyers representing both
Roslyn Aburili and Tabitha Oya. Senior Counsel Kalonzo Musyoka in objection to the sale of Government of Kenya Safaricom shares, 35% shares, and that if the proposed sale proceeds, Vodacom Group will control 55% stake, a move which the petitioners averred threatens the country's sovereignty over critical national infrastructure, including data systems.
Failure to consider national security interest will stand to suffer a measure of being dispossessed of this vital national asset, which will now clearly be foreign-owned.
Laying emphasis on the significance of Safaricom, the petitioners outline its critical role in supporting key government systems, including the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission transmission system, the Kenya Revenue Authority, and the Hustler Fund.
17 counties.
Of private vehicles. The petitions filed by rights lobby Sheria Mtaani and advocate Charles Mugane argue that the rules were enacted without adequate public participation. They also claim that the regulations will impose a new financial burden on motorists. The Law Society of Kenya, in their petition, argue that the government failed to involve the public. Melita Letenges has the details.
Says the new mandatory vehicle inspection regulations will if the regulations take effect. NTSA has suspended the effective date of the inspection requirements until the implementation framework is in place. Melita Oletenges, Citizen TV.
And away from that, the staggered reopening of Utumishi Girls High School will begin on Thursday. For
million na only 2 months, lakini watoto hapa wamekufia hapa, hatuna dom, wametuletea whatever wametuletea ambazo ni mattresses na hizi vitu, wameshindwa kutupatia even hata 30 million tu ya kusaidia watoto wetu wakae kwa dom.
Rift Valley Regional Education Director James Indimuli said that the ministry
is what has brought these parents to the cameras and to the police.
My daughter told me, searched, go. Then when she walked in, it was being done at the time.
Found out when she asked her daughter why she hadn't told her. Her daughter's answer has stayed with her.
I asked her, why didn't you tell me? She told me, now, ma'am. Hata ningekuambia. Those were her
School administration's actions have sent their children to counseling.
Accountable. She should be held accountable. Justice looks like the people she invited to such our children.
She acknowledged that she chose to err on the side of caution while apologizing for discomfort caused by some of
Utapigana na huyo kwa sababu ya ubora wa chakula.
Webugulu, yes daktari. Kuna shida? Nanunua chakula lakini sioni faida yake. Chakula ya kuku, kuja nikuonyeshe. Hawa kuku wote
wanampa mayai kila siku. Broiler ya wiki 5 iko tayari kwenda soko.
Nimekuwa na mlaumu kijana wangu.
The only one with the right levels of omega-3 and 6. Blue Band, a spoonful of difference.
Afterburst of long-lasting freshness. Sunlight 2-in-1.
Boy who kept covering his mouth. It turns out he had lost some of his teeth and felt embarrassed. But as a hygienist, a child's smile means everything to me. That's why Colgate Maximum Cavity Right to Smile. And a beautiful smile is a healthy smile.
Colgate, #1 oral care brand in the world.
Some days I'm up, some days I'm down. It feels like weight up on my shoulders. But even though the road I keep going. Somebody call. Popote ulipo.
Na kesho kama leo tutakuwa
Colgate is on a mission. It's kind of a big thing. Colgate Herbal UT.
Colgate Charcoal Gentle Clean cleans and polishes teeth for a whiter smile and a naturally fresh.
Welcome back. Now, 25 years since the East African Legislative Assembly was established, a troubling question hangs over the regional parliament: African integration, or is IALA slowly becoming a moribund institution? Our reporter Melita Oletenges was in Arusha.
50% will be determined by the size of their economies, a move intended to reduce the burden on smaller economies such as Burundi, Somalia and South Sudan. The Assembly has since approved a $110.8 million budget for the 2026-2027 financial year, presented by EAC Council of Ministers Chairperson Rebecca Kadagal, paralyzed by years of financial uncertainty.
To translate our protocols into tangible prosperity. You know how they have been just redundant, stretched, not just finalized.
Honorable Speaker, you know, for us as politicians, when we don't talk, we get sick. Our work is to legislate, Mr. Speaker.
The financial strain extends beyond lawmakers. Vacant technical positions and long-standing staffing shortages have slowed the drafting of bills and weakened the Assembly's ability to execute its legislative mandate, raising fresh questions about whether IALA can effectively drive flagship ambitions such as a common market, a monetary union, and ultimately a political federation.
We have no support to draft the bill because the staff are not there. And to make it worse, we even used to have staff that are
says it continues working to ease cross-border trade for Kenyan transporters and businesses operating within the region. The ambition of a more integrated and prosperous East African Tanzania.
Now, thousands of commuters and motorists will have to contend with that heavy traffic gridlock at the Valley Road Milimani Law Courts Junction as the government presses ahead with the construction of the Kenyatta Avenue estate,
linking Nairobi's central business district to Upper Hill, particularly around All Saints Cathedral and Milimani Law Courts. The gridlock is worse during the morning and evening rush hours, leaving thousands of commuters and motorists stranded for hours. The congestion followed the recent closure of an additional section of the junction to facilitate the construction of the Kenyatta Avenue Upper Hill Viaduct. The closure is expected to continue until February 2027. The Kenya shillings 3 billion once complete, but for now, the works have only worsened the gridlock, leaving motorists stuck for hours. Sasa tangu anze mjengo tunakaanga 1 hour 45 minutes. Sasa kama sasa hiyo tumesimama kwa jam. Sasa jamu imesika kutoka huko juu na about jamu imesika. Hata sisi watuone tuko kazi pia sisi.
India Barabatis may have been arraigned in separate courts. The primary suspect, Christopher Mwenda Robert, appeared before Senior Principal Magistrate Betty Koech, while the second suspect, Yusuf Said, appeared before Senior Resident Magistrate Mercy Dhibaru. The prosecution requested 2 additional days to complete investigations and consolidate the 2 files. The victims' 2 brothers and a family friend were falsely accused of carjacking and attacked after watching the UEFA Champions League final. The case is scheduled for a hearing on 1st July. Meanwhile, a Kibera Law Court has sentenced Clef Juma Mbaka and Joe Lua, the victim, to Nairobi, dragged him and attacked him. After the incident, they abandoned him with severe injuries within Langata sub-county. Senior Principal Magistrate Irene Kahuya ordered consecutive sentences to serve as a strong deterrent for such crimes. Franklin Wala, Citizen TV.
The government will hire 7,000 healthcare officers to bridge the current shortage in the country's public health sector. Announcing the plan, Health Cabinet Secretary Aidan Duale said that the plan will include hiring of 5,000 delivery of healthcare services across the country. Duale made the remarks when for the 2026-2027.
100 healthcare interns have been posted to various healthcare facilities to commence their mandatory 12. Speaking at the commissioning ceremony, Health CS Aidan Duale urged the interns to strive to the highest professional standards to deliver better patient outcomes in order to restore public confidence in the country's healthcare.
Let integrity be your compass and wear your professional standards armor, ensuring that is in Kenya. As we flag you off, carry with you the pride of your families, the hopes of your country and the unyielding standards of excellence.
And industrial unrest threaten health service delivery. Please, where you go, serve the community. Unrest threaten health service delivery. Please, where you go, serve the community and do not allow any other person to mistreat you. We encourage mistreat you. We encourage continuous dialogue with your supervisors and make sure they bring any issue to our attention.
Mary Mwoki, Citizen TV.
All right, on that note, let's take another quick break here on the Man Report. When we come back, it's time for some business news in just a bit. Abdi Mohammed exits Absa Kenya and joins I&M Bank to head
Payment Plan Plus free delivery across Kenya. Call 07 Making Quality Affordable.
At 1,099 shillings and higher coca
fees and changing exchange rates. With SendWave Wallet, you can hold 1-to-1 to the US dollar. Send digital dollars quickly and fee-free to family and friends in over 100 countries. Find your wallet easily with M-Pesa and with
and use promo code ROYALWAVE. First-time users who fund the wallet with at least $10 receive a $5 bonus credit withdrawable after 15 days. SendWave. For here, for there.
Mbele, mbele. Kenya twende mbele.
Kenya twende mbele. NCBA. Go for it. Is your roof ready? Don't wait until the leaks start stressing you. At Heritage Mabati Mills, we've got strong and stylish roofing solutions for every home. From box and corrugated profile to Roman tile, brick tile, steel trusses, and our elegant decker tiles. And the good news, delivery is absolutely free countrywide. Call 0709-368-000 today and let's get your home ready for the cold season. Heritage Mabati Mills, the proof is on the roof.
Forming industries, redefining how we live, work, reality. From software engineering, AI and data science to law, nursing, business, media, hospitality, and international relations, you'll gain practical skills for today's world and tomorrow's opportunities. Whether you're pursuing a PhD, master's degree, diploma, or certificate, your future starts here. Apply today for the September 2026 intake.
Sikia, ni juicy. Flavor zote tamu tena fruity. Yummy na flow kama maji, juu ni tamu kama sali. Ni juicy. Are you bored? Kuna vitu zinakuudhi, usijali my bro, ibu kama taka juicy juni.
Umechoka za kukwama? Cheki, free rewards ni hatari.
Unahitaji info sahihi na link sahihi.
Time ya info sahihi. IEBC Continuous Voter Registration iko live. Mistari ndefu Z, hakuna cha wrong links.
Main character energy unlocked. Right information, right direction. My vote is my ultimate choice.
Jisajili leo katika ofisi ya bunge, kituo cha huduma au Customer Experience Center iliyopo Anniversary Towers, Nairobi. Kuwa change, kura yako ndio future yetu sote.
Of Technology, School of Medical and Health Sciences for courses like mortuary science, orthopedic, perioperative theater, caregiver, medical engineering, nutrition, healthcare support, community health, science lab, ophthalmic, and more. With modern skills labs, clinical rotations, and attachment with top hospitals, we prepare you for the real medical world. July intake is ongoing. Visit us at Jordan Towers, Thika Town. Jordan College of Technology, the best technical and medical institution in Kenya.
farmers against loss of their animals due to theft and death caused by pests, diseases, accidents, drought, fire, lightning, windstorms and floods. It covers livestock such as cows, camels, sheep, goats and poultry. Now you know. Read and understand the terms and conditions of your policy. This message is brought to you by the Insurance Regulatory Authority, IRA.
IRA, bima bora kwa taifa.
Opportunities? Join Thika Institute of Business Studies today. We give you the perfect chance to pursue your dream career in hospitality, journalism, health sciences, ICT, cosmetology, fashion and design, business, engineering, tourism, driving, and many more. At Tibbs College, learning goes beyond the classroom with practical training and attachment opportunities that shape your professional journey. Tibbs College, the highway to future success.
Star 811 star 575 hash to get Wanyamazishe as your skiza tune.
What are you saying? I'll never ride a motorbike.
Yes, you will, of course.
No way. What do you mean?
Baadaye wekelee mzito. Chota, alo, ni mbaya.
Dola ni vibe. Yetu shwari.
Business news brought to you by
Download the Sendwave app today and use promo code ROYALWAVE. First-time users who fund their wallet with at least $10 receive a $5 bonus credit withdrawable after 15 days. Sendwave. For here, for there, for home.
Time for some business news. An I&M Group has appointed Abdi Mohammed as the new Chief Executive Officer of I&M Bank Kenya, subject to central bank approval. He joins the lender shortly after leaving Absa Bank Kenya. Dennis Otieno has the rest of the details.
I&M Group has named Abdi Mohammed as the incoming Chief Executive Officer of I&M Bank Kenya, betting on his more than 3 decades of banking experience to drive the lender's expansion strategy and strengthen its position in the market. Mohammed joins from Absa Bank Kenya, where he has resigned after serving 3 years as Chief Executive Officer, bringing to a close a 32-year career within the Absa Group across Kenya and Tanzania. During his tenure, Absa says it improved business performance and doubled its share price over the past 3 years. I&M Group says Mohammed's experience in leadership, business transformation and regional banking will be key as the lender seeks to deepen customer relationships and accelerate growth. Group Executive Director Sarit Rajashah says the board is confident Mohammed will steer the bank through its next chapter of growth. His appointment remains subject to approval by the Central Bank of Kenya. Dennis Otieno, Citizen TV.
Now, Africa is on the verge of one of the largest intergenerational wealth transfers in history, with an estimated $2.5 trillion of wealth expected to be passed down from pioneering business founders. Experts, however, warn that African and indeed Kenyan family-owned businesses may not be prepared for this transition. This was revealed at the Nairobi Private Wealth Conference, where experts called on business founders to begin succession planning early to ensure preservation of wealth on the continent. Jasmine Wamboy has the details.
Africa's growing private wealth is bringing renewed attention to succession planning, with tax, legal, and wealth advisors warning that many family businesses still lack the governance and legal structures needed to preserve wealth across generations. The concerns were raised at the Nairobi Private Wealth Conference, where Tara Agility Africa brought together more than 250 high-net-worth entrepreneurs to discuss the growing complexity of managing wealth across multiple jurisdictions.
So instead of waiting until you get to one of the disruptions, death, divorce, disagreement, or disability, you can actually groom your children to take over your business for a period of 15 years, 20 years. And by the time you're exiting from the business, then your next generation is very able to take over the relationships, the distribution networks, the bank relationships, and even the client relationships.
Beginning succession planning only after disputes arise increases the risk of conflict, business failure, and wealth depletion, according to experts. Globally, only about 30% of family businesses survive to the second generation, while just 10% make it to the fourth.
Right now, we have 13,000 succession cases in the Nairobi court pending determination. This means there's about 500 billion Kenya shillings that is still locked up in those disputes. And that could be capital that can be released into the economy, or the business could have flourished within the time within which those cases are being determined.
The challenge comes as Africa's wealth continues to expand. The continent is now home to more than 122,000 millionaires with an estimated $2.5 trillion in investable wealth. In Kenya alone, it is estimated that there are between 6,800 and 7,200 millionaires managing about $90 billion in assets, much of which is expected to be transferred to the next generation in the coming years. Jasmine Wamboi, Citizen TV.
Now, Kenya is tightening its grip as East Africa's fuel getaway after securing a new petroleum supply deal with Rwanda. The agreement is expected to boost fuel transit through the northern corridor, strengthening the country's logistics business and cement Nairobi's position as the regional energy hub.
The Kenya Pipeline Company has signed new import framework agreements with Rwanda in a move expected to deepen regional energy trade and expand the use of Kenya's petroleum infrastructure. The deal will see Rwanda continue sourcing petroleum products through Kenya's northern corridor, increasing cargo volumes handled by the country's ports, pipeline network, and storage facilities.
The volumes to Rwanda transiting through this corridor are set to grow more than tenfold, from roughly 50,000 cubic meters currently to over 500,000 cubic meters per annum. Looking ahead, we are extremely confident with these frameworks now in force. We will move swiftly into execution.
Officials say the agreements will enhance fuel supply reliability for Rwanda while creating more business opportunities for Kenya's transport and logistics sectors. Rwanda's maiden cargo is expected to land at the port of Mombasa in September this year.
We're building on the logistical efficiency that Kenya has developed, has built. The port infrastructure is extremely important, extremely efficient in Mombasa, and we're looking forward to utilizing those efficiency gains to benefit our local private sector and our citizens as well.
As regional demand for petroleum products grows, Kenya is positioning itself as the preferred energy transit hub for the East African region. Dennis Otieno, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
Now, KenGen has revised its long-term growth strategy, increasing its renewable energy development pipeline to 5,500 megawatts from the 1,500 megawatts targeted under its Good to Great 2034 strategy. The new plan includes nuclear, geothermal, and hydropower projects. This announcement was made as the company launched its inaugural sustainability report, as Jasmine Wamboi reports.
Just to invite you.
KenGen says the revised strategy reflects changes in the operating environment, emerging investment opportunities, and growing regional demand for electricity. The expanded development pipeline includes a planned 2,000 megawatts of nuclear power, more than 700 megawatts of hydropower, and additional geothermal capacity. This significantly increasing the company's long-term generation portfolio. The announcement was made alongside the launch of KenGen's inaugural sustainability report for the 2024-2025 financial year.
This report is more than a corporate publication. It is a public commitment to transparency, accountability, and responsible business. It demonstrates how we create value for our shareholders, protect the environment, support communities, and contribute to Kenya's sustainable economic transformation.
According to the report, renewable sources accounted for about 95% of the electricity generated during the reporting period, with the company targeting 100% renewable generation by 2030. The report also shows KenGen restored 850 hectares of degraded land and has planted more than 4 million trees as it works toward a target of 9 million by 2034. It further says the company attained a 100% score on public accountability.
These achievements reinforce our belief that business growth and sustainability must go hand in hand.
The presidential directive to growing 15 billion trees by 2030, moving our tree cover from 12.8% to 30%. KenGen has made a very, very tremendous commitment to be growing 9 million trees by 2030, but I want to also encourage you that you can do more.
KenGen currently has an installed generation capacity of 1,786 megawatts, with more than 90% generated from renewable sources. As investors continue to place great emphasis on environmental and governance standards, KenGen now says that this report will be its annual scorecard to track not just how much electricity it generates, but how sustainably it delivers that growth. Jasmine Wambui, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
Business news brought to you by download the SendWave app today and use promo code ROYALWAVE. First-time users who fund their wallet with at least $10 receive a $5 bonus credit withdrawable after 15 days. SendWave. For here, for there, for home. Enjoy our Lipa Pole Pole payment plan plus free delivery across Kenya. Call 0722-638383 right now and secure your roof today. Royal Mabati Factory Limited, making quality affordable.
Testimony schools, also the Secretary General Kenya Private Schools Association. We needed quick structures that can actually accommodate our learning experience. I interacted with SurfBuild. I watched one of our schools that also needed classrooms and had used SurfBuild. Oh, the SurfBuild team was amazing. I would recommend SurfBuild to other institutions or schools.
SurfBuild, a quality product from Safar Building Systems, a subsidiary of MRM.
June to 12th July at Sarit Center Loiter Hall. Discover luxury furniture, carpet, handmade decor, and glass kitchenware. Plus, shop men's and women's fashion, jewelry, essential oils, and more with up to 50% off. Open daily from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Every time I got into trouble as a child, I'd get yelled at. Wajiko, Kuja.
I wasn't much of a player, but in high school they called me Zidane. At the age of 9, I beat my big brother at chess. And that's how Kamoni became Kamonski.
In Form 1, I got the name Small Time, but that did not stop me.
My teachers, they saw a leader in me. They nicknamed me Jara after Jaramogi. After becoming a proud dad of 3 girls, people started calling me Baba Girls.
Kuna time nilikuwa na uyoyo mob. Manze mpaka nikaitwa mayoyo.
To people backstage, I'm just Mzai. Wanafikiri sijui. Back home, I'm still Madenge everywhere I go.
In my neighborhood, I'm just Shikona, the girl next door.
Before every show, I tell myself, Mwalimu, you've got this. But you might know me better as Nameless.
But to the world, I'm Ships Kapenga.
I'm your host, Churchill.
For 60 years, we've helped Kenyans create great as Housing Finance, HFC,
at HF Group. And now, great has a new name. HFCB. Banking, insurance, property.
Champion, world champion. Na mi upenda food ya home. 210 unga yetu. Ladha ya nyumbani. Ukisonga, tunasonga na 210 unga. 210.
Enjoy the Watch Basmati Rice 5 kg at 1,185 shillings. Jamal Laundry Basso Cream 1 kg at 169 shillings. Tosam Lap Bed Table at 1,099 shillings. And Haya Cooker at 35,999 shillings.
Deals kibao kila wiki na Carrefour.
So say yes to owning yours with an Absa home loan. Whether you are buying or building, uko sorted with up to 105% financing and interest rate from 9% per annum. Visit an Absa branch or scan the QR code to get started today.
Lakini kumbe nilikuwa natafutia quality tea. Yani chai moto. Niko nayo. Tini kila mtu akuje online. Kila mtu akuje online kwanza. Juiti. Imtati. Sasa kidogo. Hata hivi ni beti. Ndio story yake baadaye. Sio hiti, ni quality tea.
Tepa, si chai tu. It's the cup that connects us.
United employees for Check-off loans, now giving you up to 144 months to repay. That's right, up to 144 months. Enjoy competitive interest rates, no guarantors required, and a quick, simple application process. Walk into any United Sacco branch or call us on 0709-253-000 to get started. Unitas, ni home.
Flavor zote tamu tena fruity. Yummy na flow kama maji, juu ni tamu kama sali. Ni juicy. Are you bored? Kuna vitu zinakuudhi, usijali my bro, iko kama nataka juicy juni.
Cheza imehama na saa hii kodi ya kushinda ni *779#. Smartphone, airtime, bundle, si lazima. Bado unaweza kucheza na kushinda. Dial *779# sasa, select option 1 na game ianze. Ukicheza sport, AI ya cheza inakufanyia analysis. Wewe unafocus tu na kushinda. Na marubani pia wanafly kwa kandege game wakishinda in seconds bila bundles. Wini yako iko one dial away. Changamka, dial *779# sasa. Cheza, kuwa mjanja. Cheza smart. Gambling is addictive, not for persons under the age of 18.
Who forced you to lie to me? Who was it?
If you don't stop, what I will do next? Whoever is dancing, watch with me.
Refa amepuliza, imetumwa, imepita wall, imeingia, inakuwa goal!
From bank na pesa link.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the program. My name is Emmanuel Ndungu. Let's now get into the sports, and we have something special for you today because we have our sports editor, Mike Okinyi, who is in the United States at the moment. So, Mike, if you can hear me, how are you?
Tell us where you are and what you're doing there.
Emmanuel, thank you very much. I can hear you, but not very loud and clear. Could you repeat your question, please? It's a bit windy where I am, so I'm not able to hear you so clearly.
It's okay. We're asking how you are and to tell us where you are and what you're doing there.
Thank you, Emmanuel Ndungu. I am in Dallas, Texas, where we'll be watching a couple of World Cup matches. It is 2 in the afternoon. 5 minutes past 2 o'clock in the afternoon. People might be wondering why are we live from Dallas and it's all hot and sunny. The sun is out. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon and most of these matches are being played in the afternoon. So I'm in Dallas, Texas. We are quite okay except for the heat that is here, Emmanuel.
Well, yes, of course, that is, there's some proper heat over there. And, of course, let's get straight into the action that we saw last night in the round of 32. South Africa played their game against Canada and lost right in the last gasp against Canada. They lost 1-0 in the end. What could South Africa have done better to get a better result out of that? Because they were holding their own.
Emmanuel, interacting with the South Africa fans here in Dallas and looking at that game, watching that game with them, and they had planned for going into extra time and penalties because they were sure that in penalties they will do quite well. They will do better than Canada. They had done their research on the penalty takes and everything else, so they must have lost concentration at some point because they were holding on for the game to go into extra time and penalties. Then that lapse of concentration, a little bit of lapse of concentration, that's what cost South Africa that game. But for me, a crucial stage, which is the first round of the knockout phase. Emmanuel.
Yes, indeed. And, of course, the game going on or just about to conclude right now. Japan were playing Brazil, and perhaps another lapse of judgment or concentration, a costly mistake in the penalty box gave Brazil the win there in the last few minutes. So how disappointed will Japan be? And were you surprised that they could hold up such a performance for so long?
No, Emmanuel, there's no more surprises in this World Cup. You can see even the game that has just ended. I mean, Brazil struggled to beat Japan in the round of 32. So it shows you that there's no more small team, there's no more underdog. You can see what Curaçao did. You've seen what Cape Verde have been able to do. Cape Verde is one of the teams that have not lost a game in this World Cup. So that result is not surprising because teams have come very, very well prepared for this particular World Cup. You can see that the quality of players across different teams is not so different because all of them play in the same leagues in Europe. Most of them are playing in Europe. Most of them are playing in Spain, England, Germany, France. So the quality is the same. They are dependable players in their teams and they're playing against dependable players in other teams. So when coming to the World Cup, they have combined the best of the best from the world. So no surprises anymore. Any team can beat any other team. And you've seen in 2 results. I mean, South Africa almost pulled through. And then Japan frustrating Brazil until the last minute. So no more small teams in this World Cup, Emmanuel.
All right, and now let's focus on your stay there in Dallas. So who are you there with in Dallas and why?
I didn't get your question, Emmanuel.
So we'd like to ask there what you're doing there in Dallas and why. We'd like to get onto your trip now. So what are you doing there and who with?
Good one. So we arrived in Dallas yesterday, Emmanuel, and we're here courtesy of Crown Paints. So Crown Paints, what they've done, and they do this in every other World Cup, they take a group of their dealers to the World Cup to watch the World Cup as a reward for what they've done throughout the 4 years. So we've got a group of 40 dealers from across Kenya, right from Eldoret, Kisumu, Mombasa, Nairobi, and other parts of the country. And these are the 40 best dealers of Crown Paints across those 4 years of work. So what they do is they reward these distributors and dealers, and they give them that treat that is once in every 4 years, coming to the World Cup to watch a couple of matches, to experience the World Cup, just as a way of saying thank you to those dealers. So they will be here for 3 games beginning tomorrow. Tomorrow we are watching the game between Ivory Coast and Norway. That will be the first game. These are the dealers that won with the Crown Paints. We left Nairobi in the morning at about actually in the afternoon at about 4 o'clock. So this is a group that we're heading through Dubai, from Dubai to Dallas. Dallas to Dubai was about 16 hours flight, quite long and quite far, but they arrived here in high spirits. All of them were happy and excited to be watching the World Cup. And the first game will be the game tomorrow, and the game tomorrow will be between Ivory Coast and Norway. That will be the first game, and there will be 2 more matches that they'll be able to watch, and that will be Egypt versus Australia. That is on Thursday. Then on Monday, it will be a big one, a round of 16 match, Emmanuel.
All right, how many fans there are you with, and how are they selected, and how are they different as well to other fans?
Okay, normally when you go to watch a football game, normally it will be you get the ticket, you sit on the terraces and you watch the game, and that's what is expected of this group that is here. But Crown is giving them a lifetime experience. They're giving them what we call the box experience. And the box experience means that you have a VIP sort of hospitality treatment. You have food, you have drinks, you've got a sort of VIP access entrance into that box, and it's exclusive to you guys. You're seated in one box, all of you, and from that box you go and watch the game on the terraces. For example, if where I'm standing here is the box, behind me will be the terraces. So come out of the box, go into the terraces through a door, and you're able to watch the matches. So that is the VIP experience that these dealers are getting, and it's an experience of a lifetime. You get to the stadium early, you enjoy a lot of things. It's proximity to the stadium. We've got a very nice view from the stadium, and you get the proper, pure World Cup experience that anybody would wish to watch. Emmanuel.
All right, that sounds absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. So now, how has the journey been over there? So, of course, coming from Kenya over to there, any culture shocks, or what are also the guests of Crown saying also about their experience so far?
Come again, Emmanuel?
What are the guests of Crown saying so far of their experience, of course, coming over there, travelling over there, and yourself? Any culture shocks of sorts?
I think if I got your question correctly, they expect to watch 3 games, and the last game of you can speak about the last game that this group will watch, and that is on Monday. Monday is the round of 16 match. It will be the first round of 16 match that will be played at the AT&T Dallas Stadium, and that stadium has a capacity of 70,000. So if the predictions go right, if the permutations go the way everybody else is predicting, then we'll be able to see a match between Portugal and Spain, one of the crackers of the tournament before the finals, and a couple of those matches will be there on the way to the finals. So excitement will start from the round of 32, but round of 16, if Portugal go through to the round of 16 and Spain also go through to the round of 16, then they will meet at that particular point, and that will be a crack of the match that this particular group will be able to watch from the Dallas Stadium. Emmanuel.
All right, fantastic. And what do you have to say also about the success of African teams so far at this World Cup? Because, of course, 9 out of the 10 made it to the knockout stages. So Africa has seen quite a big push and development in the last couple of decades. The same can't quite be said for Asia at the moment. They might be a bit disappointed of how they turned out. But talk about Africa and how they have stepped forward.
Africa teams at the World Cup have performed. Actually, the African continent is a continent that has got the best success rate from the group stages. 90% of the African teams have gone to the round of 32, followed by Europe. Europe are at 86% of the teams qualifying to the next round. Then after that, we've got the Americas at 50%, Asia at 30%, then Oceania at 0%. They had a team that went to the World Cup. They did not advance from the group stages. So it is a statement that has been made by the Africa teams in that they have qualified most of the teams in there into the round of 32, and we expect that from the teams that have qualified from the round of 32, at least 4 or half of the teams will be there in the round of 16. Emmanuel.
Well, thank you very much, Mike. I'm sure you'll fill us in a little bit more on the journey there and how the guests are enjoying the experience. So that is Mike Okinyi, our sports editor in Dallas, Texas.
Emmanuel, we'll be giving you more updates. Emmanuel, we'll give you more updates from tomorrow, because now we want to capture the whole experience of getting to the stadium, what the VIP experience entails, and what it is to experience a football match from the box, especially a World Cup match. So, courtesy of Crown Paints, we'll be watching those games from the box. On Wednesday, we'll have another link. And on the link on Wednesday, once you link up with us on Wednesday, we'll give you everything, the full experience. We'll talk to the people who have gone to watch the games. We'll see who they are. We'll see what teams they're supporting. We'll get their views. We'll see them cheering in the stadium. So there'll be a lot more that we'll be able to offer from Dallas when we speak next. And that will be on Wednesday, Mayo.
Fantastic. Well, thanks very much. Now here on Citizen TV in the studio, we'd like to head for a short break. We'll be back on the other side.
I'm Faith Kipyegon, triple Olympic champion, world champion. Na mi upenda food ya home. 210 unga yetu. Ladha ya nyumbani. Ukisonga, tunasonga na 210 unga. 210.
Welcome to the
Charcoal Gentle Clean cleans and polishes teeth for a whiter smile and a naturally fresh and clean mouth. Choose natural. Choose Colgate Charcoal.
Ujisop na opo 9 million in cash prizes. Siri ni kucheza pale shabiki.com na 99 bob tu. Kama wewe ni rubani, fly ndege yako to the highest multiplier, ukamate share the 1 million weekly prize. Na wale wanajiaminia predictions, kuna 500,000 kila wiki for Shabiki starting 11. Wekelea any World Cup game to be part of the Shabiki starting 11. Shabikia World Cup kishabiki pale shabiki.com. Gaming is addictive. Play responsibly. Not for persons under the age of 18.
Dial *811*382# to get Huyu Ni Nani as your skiza tune.
p.m.
Nonsense. You tend county. They do mbele.
Boni chulo gima boni dwaro. Ogimoro mrodi tijwa kata gima nyuonwa dwaro.
Maua ma plastic atero kanye.
Chingwa cha dieri okenchinga. Wanyo chakre kiny.
Ang'o marach ga kodi mama?
Amela, I will arrange for everything. Abro chulo gimoro mora medwaro.
Peso bondo. Elpiwang julupo inamkai.
Pesa en pesa utien.
Jotiende modonje nyathina, jotiende kwelo. Achiko were mbiyesu.
Kabisa. Edgar lemo maro kombe kose mar glass.
Every Saturday at 7:45 p.m. From the sweat on our farms to the billions feeding Kenya. Every day, Kenya's Gold brings you the real stories, the smart tech, and the solutions shaping modern farming. From the shamba to climate change, markets to modern machinery. Don't miss Kenya's Gold every weekday at 6 p.m. only on Citizen TV.
What are you saying? I'll never ride a motorbike.
Yes, you will, of course.
No way. What do you mean?
Baadaye wekelee mzito. Chota, halo, ni mbaya.
Dola ni vibe. Yetu shwari.
Cheza imehama. Na saa hii kodi ya kushinda ni *779#. Smartphone, airtime, bundle, si lazima. Bado unaweza kucheza na kushinda. Dial *779# sasa, select option 1 na game ianze. Ukicheza sport, AI ya cheza inakufanyia analysis. Wewe unafocus tu na kushinda. Na marubani pia wanafly kwa kandege game wakishinda in seconds bila bundles.
wini yako iko one dial away. Changamka, dial *779# sasa. Cheza, kuwa mjanja. Cheza smart. Gambling is addictive, not for persons under the age of 18.
Thank you for staying with the Monday Report. The discussion starts right now. The question we're asking, are abductions back? My guests are with me here. Hussein Khalid is the CEO of Vocal Africa. Thank you for making time. Right next to him is Charles Owino, former police spokesperson. Thank you very much for making time. And Elisha Alam, an activist and a human rights defender. Thank you for making time. Elisha, I'll start with you, and you don't have to go into the details if you're not comfortable with this. You underwent a horrible experience. What transpired?
Yeah. Thank you, Trevor, for this invite. And I want to take this opportunity to greet the Kenyans who are viewing us. Good evening. What myself and my other colleagues went through is something that you would not even wish your worst enemy. Remember, we were picked at Parliament under the full view of all media. At that point, I believe most media houses were streaming live. And ordinarily, we thought that we were going to be taken to Central Police Station. So we got to Central Police Station, and the officers who were with us left the van, the lorry. They had some talks outside, and then the lorry reversed. After that, the lorry went towards Parkland Police Station. It didn't get into the compound of the police station. It stopped, and they had a conversation on a phone, and then we drove past Parkland. So from there, we were sitting on those benches on the lorry. So they told us to now sit on the floor of the lorry. So when you are on the floor, you cannot really tell, you cannot really see what is going on outside. And some of us were the two gentlemen who still had their phones with them. I didn't have my phone. I had left my phone at a cafeteria where I was having my breakfast before I went to the demonstrations. And we told them to update the last place we were, that was Parkland. So, which indeed they did updated through SMS to some of our colleagues who had remained. And so the lorry drove a distance. At first I thought, because I was not able to see outside, I thought we were going to Kasarani Police Station, because since we were past Parklands. But later I could peep, and I saw we were going past Kangemi. So that is when I realized we were being taken to a police station that may not be in Nairobi. So the vehicle drove until it got to a place where there was no movement. Remember that day a lot of roads were closed, and there was little activities on the highways. And it stopped at some point, and the officers who were in front with the driver got out and made some calls, after which they came back. The lorry drove again to a point. They stopped, and they handed us over to 3 other vehicles who I believed were trailing us all along. And from there is now when things started getting worse. That moment of getting into those Subarus. There were 2 Subarus, and I believe the other one was a Probox. Though my other colleagues are saying there were 3, both of them were Subarus, but me, I thought I saw a Probox. But because during that time you cannot really also tell which is which. And so myself and 2 other gentlemen were in one Subaru. We drove around, I believe we drove around Nairobi until it got dark, and then we were taken to something of it's either an abandoned house or a house under construction. But there were no visible activities going on there at that time. You cannot tell whether not that visible activity, but it is obvious that the construction, even if it were going on, it had stopped. So there is where we stayed for the 2 days, for the 2 nights. We spent the 2 nights. And then the night when we were released, we were also picked from that particular place. And they again drove for a distance and until they told us to get out of the vehicle.
Yeah.
And when we got out of the vehicle, I could see we were near, you could see Talanta Stadium.
Did they ask you anything during that?
Yes. Myself, remember we were taken into different holding areas.
Yeah.
And myself, I was just asked some questions during those initial times when we got there. They just asked where are the drones. You said you guys have drones. Where are the drones? Where are the cameras? They tried checking if I had cameras. They were asking where are the drones operated from. Yeah.
Were you assaulted?
Myself, the only assault I can say was when we were being taken to those pickups. I mean those Subarus. There is where we had some few scuffles because we were also trying to resist and trying to shout, asking questions. But other than that, myself, I was not assaulted. But I cannot tell the same about my other colleagues because we were on distance.
Okay.
Yes, we were not together the entire time, yes.
All right. Hussein, how many people are still missing and are abductions back?
Trevor, without a doubt, abductions are back and are back in full force. And they're being done in broad daylight, in front of cameras, in very, respected institutions such as outside the parliament. Elisha Alam, together with 5 others, were picked just outside parliament in full glare of the media, in front of hundreds of other officers, including the Nairobi regional commander. He was present. We were all there. We witnessed them being manhandled and thrown into a lorry, only for them to be seen more than 48 hours later.
Yeah.
They were not presented in court as required by the Constitution. The next day, we were searching for them all over. They were dumped by a roadside. They were taken, round and round from one police station to another and then handed over to some Subaru boys. If you listen to the testimonies of those that went through this ordeal, they were beaten up, including a lady who was there. So, without a doubt, abductions are back. And it's not just the 6.
It says they were not, he particularly was not assaulted.
He was not assaulted. He was just roughed up as they were being handed over to the other guys during the transfer, as you heard him say. If you watched yesterday, the other colleagues may not have been as lucky as he was, as they detailed what happened to them. And it's not just because for them we could highlight because they are our comrades, so we went all out to try and look for them. But you have individuals, Maxi from Mathare, missing to date, Zizo,
Kiamaiko, you've seen the protest the last 2 days. Picked CCTV cameras showing clearly. Now, unless police have handed over their powers to gangs